Hey everyone, I know you haven't seen me in a while, and I am still around and working, of course, but just don't have time to be on social media too much. But I wanted to make this video, a short video, and talk about fingerprinting again, live scan fingerprinting in particular. So anyone that is interested in getting into live scan fingerprinting, there's some people out there that will say that you cannot make money unless you have an office. And I want to say that that is 100% false. You can make money as a mobile live scan provider. However, you do lose out on money that you would make if you had an office. When I started doing live scan, I was 100% mobile, and people they don't want you to come to them, which is, what I mean by people, I'm talking about a single consumer. Okay. Normally, when you do groups of people, of course, they want you to come to them. You're doing like 20, 10, 20, 30 people, whatever you're doing. And of course, they want you to come to them. But when you're talking about one person, they want to usually go somewhere. And so I'm going to say this. I started 100% mobile. I wasn't getting any traction, so I started offering people to come to me, to come to my home office. And I've captured a lot of business that way. Now, I'm not saying if you don't want anybody, or if you're, self-employed, you don't want anybody at your home office, or you don't want people coming to your home, you can rent out a space, a rental space, and have an office and do that. Sorry, I got distracted. Got somebody texting me. um you can offer that, offer that them to come to that office space. So do you want to pay for that office space? No. And if you're a mobile notary now, you don't really want to have an office space, because you have to man that office space, and it's very difficult. There are some mobile notaries that I know that do rent out office space, and they just put on their door, hey, I'm not here, they're going to be out, or whatever, they make it work. But if you do have an office space and you start advertising you have an office space, people just show up to your office space. And actually, people come to my house without making an appointment occasionally. Okay. And they will call me and say, hey, I'm here at your house. I'm sorry. Yeah, you need to make an appointment. And those people, I say, can you come back? And sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. And if they don't want to come back, it's like, hey, no problem. I'll give you the next guy that does live scanner notary, or whatever service they're looking for, and just send them somewhere else, and I'll lose out on that business. And that's just the way it is. But I just want to be clear that when you get into live scan, okay, when you go and you say, hey, I want to do live scan, and you're going to be mobile, don't expect that you're going to advertise mobile live scan and just everybody's going to start calling you and you're going to get business. It doesn't work that way. You have to go out to these businesses that have employees that always get live scan all the time, and you have to say, hey, I'm mobile, I can come to you and do the service. And that's what you have to do. You have to market. Okay. Right now in my state, California, that every church, for example, if they deal with youth, they're getting live scan. So go to church, okay, and say, hey, I can fingerprint all your volunteers, and I can come to church. If that's on Sunday, Saturday, whatever day they pick to do, you can do it. Okay. So that's what you want to do. You have to do the marketing. it's going to take time. It's not like a McDonald's where you open McDonald's and people are like begging you to, when are you opening? You know, that kind of thing. I was just at a guy yesterday, did a live scan for his wife. They're opening a restaurant, and I did some notarization as well. And while I'm sitting there, people are coming in, hey, when are you opening? He's like, I'm opening in 10 days, you know? So, and I asked him, I said, how many times do people come in there and want you to wonder when you're opening? He's like, oh, we get like 50 people a day. It's like, okay. But that's not the case when you're in the notary business or the live scan business or fingerprinting business. You have to actually go out there, get your name out there, do some marketing, get known out there, because you don't have that physical office. Okay, well, if you have a physical office, that's the benefit. You'll get those people that they're in your the complex, whatever the office complex, and they walk by and they're going to, let's say they're going to FedEx or something, and they see you, oh, notary or live scan on the wall. Oh, okay, they remember that, and then next time they have a service, you know, because they're walking by your place all the time, they'll end up going to you for to give you business, right? But it's not that way when you're mobile. You have to get your name out there. You have to do marketing, whatever that looks like. Is they're knocking doors, or you're gonna have to put ads on Google or Facebook or what, however you're gonna market, you know, to get your name out there. But my whole point is that there is business out there. Mobile live scan is a possibility. It's possible to be successful, to be mobile 100%. You just miss out on that percentage of the consumer, essentially the consumer, the one guy that says, "Hey, I need a live scan right away," you know. And what I do, what you know, to overcome that problem is I I don't charge any extra to do mobile service within my local area. Okay. So if I'm going 5 miles, I'm like, hey, it's just like if you were to come to me. Okay. And people are like, okay, great. Okay. But if you're going to sit there and you're going to say, hey, I'm going to charge my rolling fee of whatever that is. Okay. Mine's $36. And you're saying, I'm going to charge you another $20 to drive 5 miles because you're mobile, okay, then you're not going to get that business, and you're actually going to lose out, because you know this is different. Okay, live scan is different than notary. Okay, so I'm not saying the same for notary. Notary, yes, of course you're going to charge a fee to travel, because in most states you might be charging $5 a notary act or whatever it is. You know, here in my it's $15. So can I afford to drive 5 miles and make $15 when I'm spending all that time and effort and everything? No, I can't. But for LiveScan, I have to be competitive with my competition. If they can go down to UPS store, okay, they're getting the same service and they're charging the same amount. Why wouldn't they? And they're willing to drive. They're gonna go there, right? And it's the same thing with notary, but I want to capture the business that I can. If they want mobile service, I'll say, yeah, I can come to you, no problem. You know, if I'm driving, you know, an hour away, yes, of course there's going to be a travel fee, you know, and I charge a travel fee for that. But my focus is trying to get people local in my community. I don't want to be driving all over the countryside unless I do a large group. Like I got a church called me down in Carlsbad, that's down in Southern California. And I said, hey, you know, I'm not available because I don't work on Sundays, but I have my colleague that will be happy to take that business. And I'm going to, if I don't call you back, I'm going to have her call you back. One of us is going to call you back here shortly and set up the appointment with you, because they want it on a Sunday, like 75 people or something like that. No problem. So I called her up. Hey, will you do that? And she's like, yes, I will do it. My sister lives down there, and I'm gonna go down there and she can work with me and we'll get it done. Like, perfect. Okay. So mobile is available. Okay. And it just depends on how far you want to drive and, capturing that business. Okay. So, if you have the mindset, if you're a notary and you have the mindset, hey, I'm going to work the live scan or fingerprinting business like the notary world, it's not the same. Okay. And the mindset of the consumer is different, notary versus fingerprinting. I just want you to make that distinction, because I tried to be that person when I first started and said, yeah, I'm going to charge you 20 bucks or whatever to travel to you. And it's like, no, thank you. Because, when you do all the math, it comes out to be like $100. So it was like, why are you charging me $100 when I can go down the road and pay, 70 or whatever the other guy charges. Okay. Yeah. So I was losing business that way. So you have to arrange your business so that you can get business and still be a profit for yourself. Okay. If you drive 5 minutes and or 5 miles and making $30 and you do all your math and everything and it's not profitable to you, then you like, okay, it's not profitable. Okay. But that's on the business to consumer side. Where you make money is business to business, or in this case, business to church. Okay. You know, um, you know, get somebody that's doing groups of people. That's where you're going to make the money. Because then you can say, hey, I'm going to charge you $25, let's say, for each person that I go down there, but you have 50 people. So you do the math, 25 times 50, figure out what that is. Can part of that profit pay for your gas? Is that going to be enough? And you have to figure out your time and all that stuff. But once you get that all narrowed down, uh, you can figure out, hey, can I make money there? Maybe your cutoff is I need at least 10 people before I don't charge a travel fee. Let's say, oh, I'm 5 people, I'm driving an hour, I'm going to charge $30 or $50 or whatever I'm going to charge for the travel fee. Okay. And you can just let them know that. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. Hopefully it's helpful. And you know, if you're not in the fingerprinting world yet, and you want to get into it, just something to think about, and trying to figure out those costs before you jump in there. Okay, that's it. Have a great day, everyone.